I have two.
You have what? Yeah, your voice is not there now. Okay, now it has come. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. One is that, sir, how much understanding is expected from a Sotapana? I mean, from the first stage of Nibbana. I mean, how much understanding is expected from someone? And another thing that uh, I am expecting from you is that, sir, I want you to, just taste my understanding. I mean, I have never met a monk or anyone who has, learned Buddha Dhamma from I have actually heard Deshnas, various Deshnas, and I have tried to understand Dhamma from by reading and listening to Deshnas, but because I have never met any person, face to face, so I have doubt whether I have achieved the first, path fruit or not. So I just want you to, if that is possible, I want you to just taste my understanding whether I have enough understanding that corresponds to a sotapna.
Okay, so the first thing you need to know what is a Sotapanna stage. Okay, so before Sotapanna, we need to understand how this whole Dhamma works. Okay, so let's start from there, and that
Yes,
would
sir.
help you to understand what level you are in yourself, and that is what is
Yes, sir.
required. More than somebody certifying you, you need to know where you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the thing. There are a lot of suttas where Buddha explains about Sotapanna, so we come to that later. But then let's understand how does one get into Buddha Dhamma. Okay. Generally, now we have different religion and different kind of approach and different ways of getting into spirituality. So when we say spirituality, it means a way to look beyond what we
Yes, sir.
are or what we know ourselves of, right? So I am so and so person, and sometimes I feel I am not that person, so I want to know who I am, who am I, or something like that, and I enter into spirituality. Okay, so there are two aspects, one is a religion and one is spirituality. In the religion, what happens is that you have certain rules and regulations and customs, traditions, and all that, and then you follow that. Okay, so and when in spirituality you investigate, so these are two different things. Now, when we talk about Buddha Dhamma specifically, it can be considered as a religion if somebody is following as a religion. Whatever is said, I straight away follow without investigating, or I can be into
Yes, sir.
spirituality if I am investigating, if I am looking into what this Dhamma all about. Okay. Now, to get into that, you require something called as parami. Okay, so
Yes, sir. Perfections.
perfections. So now the question comes: should you have all 10 perfections or not? That is not the question here. The question here is that if you were to understand Buddha Dhamma, if you were to begin on Buddha Dhamma, then you require the perfections. Perfection not in terms of perfecting something, then the person becomes Samma Sambuddha. One
Yes,
who,
sir.
okay, so that is not what we are looking at. So what we are looking,
Merits, I would say.
yes, merits. So no, merits is not a right word. So
Okay.
what parama means highest, parami means one which takes you to the highest. So basically, there are 10 paramis, and then I would have done some dana, then I could have some sila, some this, some that. All of those 10, whatever that is required in different quantities, and hence, when somebody talks to me about Buddha Dhamma, then I get that feel, I get that interest, I get that dedication, I get that confidence to go into Buddha Dhamma. Okay, and that helps me to get into a stage called as Sotapanna. Sota is a stream, Apanna is one who has arrived. So, one who has arrived into the stream. So, as a reason in English it is called a stream entry. But the deeper meaning is that Sota is also hearing sound. So, one who has come into the Dhamma by hearing to Dhamma. Okay, this is another deeper meaning of that. So, whichever meaning you take, what it really means is that you have accumulated certain paramis, and that parami is helping you to move towards Buddha Dhamma. Got it? Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now, what is that you need to do to understand whether you are Sotapanna or not a Sotapanna? Because now you don't have a Buddha, you don't have anyone to certify and tell you for sure whether you
Yes,
are
sir.
a Sotapanna or not. For that, there is, what you need to do is you need to understand what is Buddha, what is Dhamma, and what is Sangha, all the three. And you should reflect upon that. Let's say after you reflect upon that, what is Buddha, what is Dhamma, and what is Sangha, and when you deeply contemplate or deeply, uh, what I can say, you go into the depth of it, or you investigate into the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then you get that wow moment. Wow, I got it. At that very moment, you turn yourself to be a follower of Buddha, and hence you don't have doubt. So the Visikiccha is removed from you. And because there is no Visikiccha, which means skeptical doubt whether this will work or this will not work, whether Buddha will help or Dhamma, then Sangha, then this and that, all that, including self doubt, whether I'll be able to achieve or not be able to achieve, whether this path is correct, this path is not correct, etc., 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 is gone. You will feel confident about whatever you have taken. It doesn't matter what tradition you are following, whether you are following Burmese tradition or you are following Goenka tradition, you are following this tradition, that tradition, doesn't matter. What matters here is that do you understand what is Buddha, what is Dhamma, what is Sangha? That's all what matters. If that works, and you know for sure that it has worked and you have no doubt in that, then the second thing will happen when you get eliminated of the Sila Bhatta Paramasa. In Sanskrit, it means Shila Vrata Parama Ashraya. What it means is that doing rituals will lead to the final liberation. That's what my mind is inclined to. I take a Buddha statue and I put a flower and I do this, I do puja, I do blah blah. All that is not required. That I will come to know once I understand what is Buddha, what is Dhamma, and what is Sangha. Clear? Now, what I am going to do is this Sila Bhatta Paramasa, meaning rituals way of handling things is gone, because now I have seen it for myself that I have confidence in the Buddha, I have confidence in his Dhamma, and I have confidence in the Sangha. So these two things would happen. And then I will be able to understand or go deeper into Dhamma. When I go deeper into Dhamma, I will start to realize or understand about what is this Rupa, what is this Vedana, what is this Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana, the five aggregates, and then I know that I am not those five aggregates. And I will also come to know that it is dukkha to hold on to that view that I am Rupa, I am Vedana, I am Sanya, I am Sankhara, I am Vijnana. So the Sakkaya Ditti, self in the body, self within the body, I am part of the self, or I am inside the body, I am outside the body, I am here, I am there, or whatever I am talking about is conceptual and it breaks down. So then I see Rupa as Rupa, Vedana as Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana without the Upadana. Upadana means holding it to it or clinging to that, bringing it together. So I'll not be bringing it together. I can now see, oh, this Rupa has this Vedana, this Sanya, this Sankhara, this Vijnana. So if I am able to penetrate, not that I am able to stay in that, if I am able to penetrate, I feel anatta, meaning nothing to do with non-self. Na atta, that means nothing to call that myself. I shared a jam file in the meeting. Okay, fine. So I got one message. I don't know what you have sent, and then I'll look at that later.
No, sir. Actually, I was trying to take some notes on what you were saying, but I thought it was actually bad idea. I mean, it would interrupt you. I'm sorry, sir.
No, that's okay. So anyway, this is getting recorded, so you can listen to the audio later. It's there on YouTube.
Okay. You were saying something about anatta. Yeah.
So anatta, atta is something as a personality. So I take myself as this personality, this being, and this is what I am, and this is how I am, and etc. etc. Anatta is that I don't have a personality view. I don't consider that this is I then if I've understood it, the doubt is gone. Then because the doubt is not there, then I don't have to follow it like a ritual. And because these two are gone, I can investigate further on the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. And since I'm able to do that, I can see for myself that indeed I am not considering Rupa as myself or Vedana as myself like that. So now I am relieved of the pain I was carrying. So the dukkha has come down. Okay, there's no personality. All the people who were telling me was to this personality. So now I don't have a personality view, so it becomes very lighter. So I feel very light. That burden is removed. And when the burden is removed, Nibbana is immediately experienced. So what it really means is that Ragakhayo, Dosakhayo, Mohakhayo, Nibbana. So it means there is no raga. The coloring is not there. So the desire to hold on to that color is not there. Because that is not there, I am not finding myself agitated or angry or displeased or whatever. So the dvesha is not there. Then the moha is not there because I am able to understand what is anicca, what is dukkha and what is anatta and asubha. In place of nitya, then sukha, atta, sorry,
Tuba.
sukha, and then the atta and shubha. So instead of this, I've got into that. So now I know. But will it stay? No, it doesn't stay. So Sotapanna is a person who has seen it, but he has not been able to stick onto it. He is not able to hold on to it. He is not able to establish it. Whereas if it is a Sakadagami, what would happen is that he would then be able to not possess anything. He doesn't possess that this is my home, this is my car, this is that, because he has gone beyond Asotapanna. So he is able to experience much better. And the Kamachanda, which is I have an intent to go towards enjoyment of senses, that is reduced. And the dvesha, that is also fairly reduced. So then I am in a Saktagami. Then when I drop both the Kamachanda and Vyapada, that is feeling irritated, also I don't happen. Then this also, the Raga or the Kamachanda is also not there. Then basically I can see things as they are rather than how they are presented, because there is no Raga now. There is nothing to be Raga about of
Yes,
Kama.
sir.
So now I reach a stage of Anagami. Agami is to come back, Anagami is not to come back. Now, this is what it is. Now, how do I see it? How do I see in a person? How do I see whether I myself have reached? Forget the person whom I am interacting, but do I reach? So, I need to check whether I have understood Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then I need to check whether I am following it as a ritual. I need to check whether I have clarity on Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana. Yes, then I am a Sotapanna. Do I possess anything, or do I certainly know as an experience that I am not possessing anything? So when I know that I am not possessing anything, so my raga and dvesha are reduced, so I can know that for myself that I have indeed reached Sakadagami. When I know for sure whether you bring any object in front of me and I'm not getting interested, I'm not feeling hatred towards that object, I just see the object without naming anything, without identifying anything. And now I know that I have come out of Kamachanda and Vyapada, and hence I have reached Anagami. So with that, I still have the 5 higher fetters. So I have Ruparaga, Aruparaga, Udacha, Avijja and Mana. So these 5 things are going to be there, which I need to work out to get into Arhata Phala Samapatti.
Right.
So this is what I need to be doing. In whichever way, however it is, whether I am going to start with understanding Anicca Dukkha Anatta, or I am going to start with Paticca Samutpada, or I am going to start with something else, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I should be knowing that what is my present state. I should not get a doubt for myself. Am I Sotapanna or not a Sotapanna? Am I Sakadagami or not a Sakadagami? Am I Anagami or not an Anagami? If I am getting that doubt, that means there is something which is missing, and hence I am getting a doubt. It's not about I should feel arrogant about it, that I am or I should feel pride. Look, I have reached Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Anagami. No, that is not what I am trying to say. What is that I am trying to say is that you should be able to make out for yourself the changes what has happened. It's a permanent change. It's not a temporary change. So when you know that permanent changes happen, whether somebody observes it or not, it's secondary. But can you observe in yourself? That is primary. See, I will ask you, Harshil, can you tell me what is my state? Am I a Sotapanna? Am I a Sakadagami? Am I an Anagami? What do you feel? It's your feeling. It's not my feeling. Correct? So if I were to ask you
Right.
now, what will you say? How will you say? The first question.
Yes, sir. On what basis can I say? Yeah.
On what basis? Right? You don't have a
Yes.
basis. Then I will say, look, there are so many videos I have made on Dhamma. So you listen to all those videos and tell me whether I'm a
Yeah.
Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arhat.
Yeah.
That is not going to help you, nor it is going to help me. The
Yes,
very
sir.
fact I am asking you whether I am a Sotapanna or not, or Sakadagami or not, or Anagami or not, shows that I have a doubt.
Right, sir.
So if I have a doubt, what is the problem now?
You have Vichikicha, I would guess.
So am I Sotapanna?
No.
That's all. Very simple.
But I would just have one question then. So is this Vichikicha, is it about the doubt in worldview of Buddha, or is it doubt in ourselves about our, achievements? I mean, achievements like on the stage.
Good question, Harshil. You have followed Buddha Dhamma, right? You have a doubt whether
Yes,
you
sir.
reached or not. That itself is a doubt, right? Because you have either missed the Dhamma, or you have missed the Buddha, or you missed the Sangha,
Yes, sir.
right? See, I feel if I had a good teacher who could say to me that I am a Sotapanna, it would have been better. Why? Because there is a certificate. Should I give the certificate, or should my teacher give the certificate, or should somebody give the certificate? In Buddha Dhamma, it doesn't work that way. So, what Buddha says is that you have to go by the Dhamma. Don't go by the person, go by the Dhamma, right? Go by the teaching. I have made the teaching very clear to everyone. So go by the teaching. Even when Ananda asks him in the end, you are going away, what will happen to us? What he says, don't waste time, don't be negligent, follow the Dhamma. He doesn't say, oh, I'm going, so you make one big statue of Buddha and then pray in future, you are my
Yes.
teacher.
Yes.
So you tell me whether I am a Sotapanna or a Saktagami or Anagami, Arhat. Nothing like that. He
Right.
says, follow the Dhamma. What is my Dhamma? My Dhamma is Yatha Bhuta Jnana Niddesana. It is things as they are, not as they are presented. Right? So if I have a question, who am I? And I say to myself, Rupa is myself, Vedana is myself, Sanya is myself, Sankhara is myself, Vijnana is myself, then I am not a Sotapanna, as simple. So I don't have to go and ask somebody that whether I am a Sotapanna or not a Sotapanna. What is the point? I know it for myself from the Dhamma that I have not yet reached. I might have knowledge on Buddha Dhamma, that is secondary. Because of the parami, I have the knowledge of the Dhamma, but there are hindrances which are blocking me to become a Sotapanna. Right? There are 5 hindrances. So the Kama Chanda is one hindrance, Vyapada is another hindrance, Thinamida is another hindrance, Udacha Kukkucha is another hindrance, Visikicha is another hindrance. So when we come to Visikicha, it is not only on Buddha Dhamma Sangha. The self-doubt is also a doubt only, right? I don't know whom to ask now. So that itself is a doubt. Where should I ask? The book. I should ask in the sutta, not in anywhere else. I don't have to go and ask somebody, excuse me, are you a Buddha follower? He says yes. Now what kind of Buddha following? He will say Ambedkar. Now what I should do? In Ambedkar, there is nothing called Sotapanna. Only then you have to come to Sri Lankan tradition. Sri Lankan tradition is Sotapanna. But if you compare that with Burmese tradition, then Sotapanna is different. My tradition, different kind of. Then if you go to Mahayana, Sotapanna at all.
Yeah.
Now what should I do?
仏様の力が抜いてるんですね。まあでも、例えば漢字はなくなってないですよ。だから仏様のあるんです。
Am I a Sotapanna? Straightforward. Nothing
Right.
much to think over. Okay, I need to understand the sutta, not the commentary. I take one sutta or two and try to read myself if I'm able to understand. And I get that bomb in me. Now I got it. That's all. You are
Okay.
okay. There is
Right.
one sutta called Dasuttara Sutta. In that, Sariputta explains how it happens. So there are talks about fives. So somebody goes and he goes to a teacher who knows the Buddha teaching and he narrates and he gets it. This is one. Second, he doesn't go to the teacher but he listens through somebody who has gone to that teacher. And when he listens, he feels, wow, I got it. That is the second way. Third way, he just memorizes something for himself and starts going through that and he gets that wow moment. So the third. A fourth one is that he doesn't memorizes but he hears from somebody. He's just saying something but he is able to get that. This is the fourth way. Fifth way, by any other means. He doesn't say which means. By any other means. If that person were to hear once and he reflects upon it, then he's a Sotapanna. I'll give this example to you. So in 2014, 2012, I had gone to one place. We were all discussing on various spiritual subject. There one person had come from attending Goenka's Vipassana. I didn't know anything about Vipassana of Goenka till this person came and he gave a hardly 1.5 minute introduction of that, and that teacher who was teaching, he said, not this forum, we will take it up later, you don't have to explain. So he explained for hardly what he experienced for 5 minutes and what is this Vipassana, he said, and there ends the matter. Just that word Vipassana. Okay, after coming back home, I started searching because he said Vipassana, Goenka, only 2 words, nothing else I could hear. So I started searching. Then I found the videos of Goenka on YouTube. Then I started going through day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, like that. Then I started doing whatever he says it has to be done. So it worked. It worked of what? It worked in terms of moving my mind to Buddha Dhamma. Okay? So is that a Sotapanna stage? Yes. Why? Because it has made you turn totally. And from that time, I am able to experience. Not through Goenka teaching, not that. But I started investigating. I started going deeper. I started looking into suttas, trying to understand the sutta for myself. And all those things started happening. So I started working out on that. So the parami was there. Right opportunity came. Even though I started on the Dhamma itself in 2000, the breakthrough happened in 2012. Okay, so it has taken so much of time to get the breakthrough. And once I got the breakthrough, there is no looking back. So what I can now think, if I were to ask somebody, am I a Sotapanna or not a Sotapanna? I don't have to ask that. I myself know. Because there is no doubt. There is no rituals. Now I understood what is Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana. So simple. So 5 aggregates I have understood and these 2 also gone. So I know for sure I am a Sotapanna. I don't have to convince somebody.
Right.
Right? If I start convincing somebody, then somebody will say, no, how are you sure? Who told you? Which teacher told you? All that is not
Yeah.
good. Okay? This is the first
Right.
thing. Now, if somebody asks me, are you a Sakadagami? Can you tell me? Yes. I don't feel possessed at all. And if you hear, if since I'm talking to you face to face, what are you feeling now? What are you feeling? Are you feeling irritated? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling peaceful? What is the state now? Because we are talking how many minutes? We are speaking for some minutes. So, what do you feel?
Yes. Um, I was just waiting to talk to you. When you were speaking about this self-doubt thing, actually an example came up from the Tipitaka. So you probably know about this sutta, sir. I mean, in that sutta, there was one lay follower of Buddha who had to verify from Buddha himself for 3 times whether he was a Sotapna or no. So yeah, if he can have a doubt, then I mean, I'm not saying, sir, that I am or I am not. Later on, I will talk to you about how much I understand. I mean, it is not for, mm, verifying teaching or anything. I am just I do understand that much. So I just want you to see whether it corresponds to Dhamma. I mean, I think that I have understood, and I will try to explain my understanding
Yeah, go ahead.
later on.
No. Now you say,
Okay.
because let us, this becomes theory. So let me hear from you, and then it becomes easy for me to tell you what is your state.
Yes, sir. Okay. So first, sir, I would like to talk about the Sakyaditi, whole Sakyaditi thing. So I tried to learn about the 5 aggregates earlier, and then I actually had a breakthrough, so to speak. I mean, it was not just I was just thinking about it, and I was very bored, and I was thinking like where my life is going, and something like that. I mean, we have born so many times again and again in various yams, and like this is one more time I have to go through all of this. So then I suddenly had insight that there is no, I mean, I don't say that anicca means impermanence. I don't say so. This is a different thing. I mean, I had a breakthrough that no body belongs to us truly, and we cannot have any permanent body in future either. So, and there is no soul either. I mean, that I was clear on that, and of course, I never had a doubt that life ends with this life. There is only this one life. I never had that doubt ever in my life. But I had a doubt like how there is no soul, but even though there is no soul, there is a feeling of self. So I did understood that it is just sana, sankhara, vedana, rupa, and vijnana. That is all we try to identify ourselves with one of those. And I had a breakthrough like that. That was the first breakthrough that I had, sir. Like I had the insight that there is no permanent essence, thing, self, soul, anything that we can truly claim as our own. So so I think that was the whole, losing the defilements by vision. I think that is when I had that, because other aspects were somewhat clear, but I was not clear on the Sakya Ditya. So I think maybe I have insight about it. Then about the anisha, actually I was what Buddha said was that everything is suffering, but Buddha never said that everything is suffering all the times. But I actually somehow by by wrong reading or something like that, I had a wrong perception that that is what Buddha said. Buddha did not say that everything is suffering all the time. There are pleasant things in world, but even in those pleasant things, there is suffering. I mean, we cannot maintain them, and we have to do sankhara dukha I mean, we have to do various sankhara, that is efforts to gain them. Then the whatever pleasant feeling or pleasure we have from those sankata, it is very brief, and we cannot maintain them either. So we are bound to separate from them, whatever we do. So yeah, that insight was there. So basically, and another thing was that I shifted my worldview from from the existence and non-existence duality to the worldview of a causality. Now I most of the times I naturally see things with the viewpoint of causality, like how these things come into existence and how these things do pass away. So that is one thing. And I recently had, as I told you, I recently had a breakthrough in the anicca as well, and I also understand anicca itself is not issue. Issue is if you attach to the objects who have anicca nature. If you attach to those kind of objects who have anicca nature, only then you are going to suffer, because you do various sankhara, thinking that the given worldly object on which you are chasing behind, it will give you some sort of permanent happiness. And why you do so? Because you do so in ignorance of the inevitable suffering that is coming to you due to embracing this sankata or any worldly object for that matter. So I had that insight that it is not that all things are suffering all the time, but when we attach to the object with the anicca nature, we are going to suffer. So I do know that much Dhamma, sir. And one more thing is, after I did came to understanding this anicca thing, I actually afterwards I had another insight. That was in the first noble truth, and in that insight, these are all the breakthroughs I'm talking about. They are not like thinking or intellectualization. It is not like that. They are breakthrough, at least in my opinion, because I had never felt something like that. So the kind of insight that I had into the first noble truth was along the lines that the whole origin of suffering is a birth. Because only when we have a birth, and by birth I mean loka samaya, that means the arising of six senses. So only when we have a six senses, we come into the context with the aramna, which has anicca nature. So only when we have a birth, this whole suffering comes. So if we don't have a birth, then we are not going to have all the suffering that comes with the objects of anicca nature. So I had that insight today itself, actually, sir. I was contemplating a lot on Dhamma and I had those insights. So these are all the insights I had so far. So actually, I have doubt as in that how to progress at, that is my question. Actually, I don't think I have doubt in either capabilities or teachings of Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha. I don't think I have doubts in them. But this was doubt was just how do now I proceed to remove the whole Pancha Updana Khanda? How do I remove it? This attachment. And and actually I did read the post on the Pure Dhamma website that we are going to have a Viplasa even after becoming the Sotapna. We will have Viplasa, that is confusion. We will still have a confusion. We will still have a sana that worldly objects are of sukha nature. We won't the whole perception of the anicca would be removed, but still we will have a perception that they can give us some kind of sukha. So we'll still keep doing the sankhara up to a certain extent, but not for everybody, of course. If someone has a very good character like the disciples that Buddha had, then of course they might have a very high maga phala instantly. But regular people, I mean, I think they will not become the arhat instantly after learn Dhamma, they will do the Sankhara even after becoming the Sotapna. Because they still have a Viprita Sana, they have a distorted perception that these things are, they will give some kind of, they are fruitful and they will give some kind of happiness to me. And of course, they are being ignorant about the suffering that comes when we try to touch, any worldly object. We try to make it our own. We try to gain happiness from them. So, this is my whole understanding, sir,
Very
so
good.
far.
Very good. Excellent. So, the first thing, if you are able to experience for yourself, like you said, about nobody has a permanent body, nobody can claim the body, it is correct. That insight should come and you've got it. So, with that, the Sakkaya Ditthi will go away. Okay, that's the first thing, because
Yes, sir.
with that only the feeling arises, Vedana arises, and with that only Sanya arises. You are talking Sanna, it is not Sanna, it is Sanya. Sanya means perception.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sangya, I mean Sangya only. Yeah.
No, but while you were explaining, you used it Sanna. So first I was wondering what is Sanna. Then I understood what you are talking is
Yeah,
Sanya.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Sangya, yes.
Sanya. Then the sankharas you're going to do because of the body only, because there is a feeling of I in the body.
Yes,
So
sir.
then you do sankhara and then you get an experience that you're doing it, which is vijnana. Okay. So that step is clear. Okay. Because if you lose that, nobody, or if you get that insight that nobody has a permanent body and it is,
Not ending with this life either. Yeah.
yes, so if you get that feeling correctly, which you have got, you can 100% for yourself know you have reached Sotapanna.
Yes, sir.
You don't require anybody to come and tell you that you are Sotapanna.
Yes, sir.
That one thing what you said makes you Sotapanna. Got it? Now coming
sir.
to the next part of it. You are talking about the next part is about the first noble truth. So you have penetrated the first noble truth. That is also very good. What you have explained is correct. Because of the Salaitana, you have a birth. So if you didn't have Salaitana, there is no birth. Right? That is correct. That's again correct. So you are able to penetrate the Dhamma. Okay? And hence you are
Yes,
a
sir.
Sotapanna. And Vipallasa. The meaning of Vipallasa in, again, if you use Sanskrit, is Viparyasa. What it means is hallucination. What is unreal becomes real. So generally a Sotapanna, even though he is a Sotapanna, would have Kamachanda and Vyapada. Okay? So that will not get...
Sir, just a small thing. I have read that Sotapna would have Kama Raga, not Kama Chanda, if I'm correct.
No, out of the 5 hindrances for all, irrespective till you reach Anagami, Kama Raga is that you would like to enjoy the senses in a particular way, which is nothing but Chanda, the starting point. So you have to read what is the Mula. Mula means root. So there is a sutta
Right.
called Mulaka Sutta, and that is Anguttara Nikaya 8.83. You have to read that and it clearly clarifies on
Okay.
what it is. So we all have Chanda. You require Chanda even for liberation. Even for Vimukti, you need to have Chanda. You
Yes,
you cannot get Vimukti without Chanda. So Chanda means interest. Kama Raga is different. Kama Chanda is different. Generally, one second. Okay. Generally, what happens here is that we start with Kama Chanda, and once that increases, it becomes Kama Raga. So, in some suttas, Buddha uses Kama Raga and Patigga. In some suttas, he uses Kama Chanda and Vyapada. So, what is Patigha means which strikes. So, when I see object, it strikes and I feel interested in that. and I would like to possess and make it as mine. So generally a Sotapanna has Kamaraga, but overall it is Kamachanda. So Kamachanda is there in Sotapanna, Kamachanda is there in Sakadagami, Kamachanda is not there in Anagami. Okay, now what it really means is that the raga keeps on dropping away and only remains interest, and after that the interest also goes away. Okay, so at a Puthujana level he has complete raga, whereas in the level of a Sotapanna he has Kama raga, like what you said, but it is covered by Kama Chanda. Without interest he doesn't have a raga, right? So he should have Kama Chanda to have Kama raga. But when he has Kama raga, he also has Patika. So what you need to be working from now on is to watch that raga, what you have, on which sense. So you need to do Indriya Bhavana to observe which sense is strong. And you have to start with the one which is very low. That is, out of the 5 senses we are talking about, it can be, in some people the gandha, that is the smelling, is very low. They don't go behind the smell. Some people don't go behind the sound. Some people don't go behind the taste. Some people don't go behind the touch. Some people don't go behind the sight. What it means is that if I see a fantastic sight, I would go behind it. I would like to enjoy it. That is Kamaraga. Okay. Same thing with sound. Some people like classical music, some people like Western music, some people like to go to shows, this and that. That is again by hearing, tasting, touching and smelling. These are 5. So I need to see which one is stronger. And I need to develop Indriya Bhavana as indicated in the Majjhima Nikaya about Indriya Bhavana. So if I work out on that, what happens is it keeps on reducing. The Kama raga goes away, Kama Chanda remains. After some time the Kama Chanda keeps on dipping down and making you a Sakadagami. And you will come to know that you have reached Sakadagami, just like you came to know that you have reached Sotapanna. In the same way, an insight will come and that will tell you that, oh yes, I have reached Sakadagami. Again, you have to start working with the 10 immoral deeds. You have to remove, you've been doing that, you have to keep on doing it. So Sila has to be established, Samadhi has to be established, and the Panya starts to work. So you will come to a stage when there is no longer Kama Chanda and Vyapada. Kama Raga would have gone. So Kama Chanda is there, Kama Chanda is completely eradicated, so there is no Vyapada. So the difference between Patigha and Vyapada is that in Patigha, when you see the senses, an object, and it's not as per your choice, you get irritated, whereas the Vyapada is general frustration, general dissatisfaction to anger. All of that will get eradicated the moment the Kama Chanda is gone. In the Sakadagami, only subtle it will be there, but not in a greater level as a Sotapanna, whereas in the Anagami level, these two are there. And you will come to know that, yes, then only I have completed the journey, right? So one another thing between the between the Sakadagami and Anagami is that your nature itself changes, your voice changes, your way of handling things changes. You don't feel excited, you don't feel angry, you don't feel frustrated, you don't feel attracted, you don't feel disattracted or distracted or anything of that. You will be very nice, very peaceful, and you will come to know for yourself, and others also can watch it and say that how peaceful you are. So those indications also prove that you have reached Sakdagami. And when you are completely peaceful, you are in Anagami, because you don't have Kamachanda and Vyapada. Both are not there. So
Right.
you should be very at peaceful, but you are not reached Arhat, because you still have Avijja. That remains as it is. Then the Mana remains as it is. The Udacha remains as it is. The Ruparaga, when you do the
Ruparaga,
jhanas, will be there. Arupa, when you do Arupa jhanas, you will enjoy that, so that attachment is there. That raga and Kama raga are two different things. In a Kama raga, the five senses, whereas the Rupa raga, Arupa raga, it is about the jhana. This is what it is. So, to answer to your question, what should be my next step is to work on Indriyas. So, you take the Indriya, whichever is the weakest, keep on breaking it, come to the strongest and break it off. Once you break it off, you will reach Sakdagami, and also you will start to reach into Anagami.
Okay. By Indriya Bhavana, you mean like what kind of contemplation should I do in the Indriya Bhavana? Like I should, okay, let me explain what I have understood by Indriya Bhavana. Okay, I think I should try to see the Tilakna nature in the all sense objects that come from any Indriya. Is that what you mean, sir?
That is one way, but in the Indriya Bhavana, Buddha explains, what do I mean by Indriya Bhavana? There is a sutta by name Indriya Bhavana Sutta. I will share that
Right.
with you. Then there is a sutta
Okay.
called Samannapala Sutta, where he again explains what to be done in Indriyas. What you need to do is very simple. When you see an object, when you hear an object, when you taste an object, when you smell an object, you should not make the nimitta. You have to break the nimitta. When I say nimitta is a symbol, whatever symbol we have made, it should be broken. Okay, when I see something, I just have to see what it is rather than making a sense of what I am seeing.
Okay. So you mean like expectation that is defiled Vijnana that should be broken for that object. So
Yes,
we try to project all kind of expectation on external things. We should try to break them.
No, let me explain to you this. That defiled
Okay.
consciousness is different. That is,
Okay.
that Vijnana, what you are talking, is different.
Okay.
On Indriya, whichever the sense is coming to your sense, right? Now, let us say I have this mobile phone. Conventionally, that is my mobile phone, conventionally speaking. But really, is there a mobile phone which I can like and I can start playing with that? If I am doing that, it means that I have not closed my sense door. It is completely getting associated with it. So, in that way, Chakuncha Paticha Rupe Upajati Chakku Vinyanam has already happened. So, I take this to be my lovely thing and I start playing with it. That means I have failed in my attempt to understand the Chakku. So I have to first find out what is the strongest one, what is the weakest one. You cannot break the strongest one immediately. You will have to start with the weaker one. One of the senses will be very weak. When I say weak means you don't have so much of attraction towards it. Some people don't like touching. They get irritated by touching. So they don't like touch. Some people don't like sight. Some people don't like sound. Some people don't like taste. Some people don't like smell. So I have to find out for myself which is the weaker one which can be broken easily. Broken easily means that I don't make a home out of it. I don't welcome it. I don't enjoy it. Right?
Right.
So when I don't do that, what happens? It doesn't get energy. So when it doesn't get energy, it dries out. So that sense will not captivate the mind, right? That sense will
Right.
not captivate the mind. So you have to work out in that way. Diligently, when you do that, it starts to break, and you'll come to know that it has broken. Then the next sense, then the next sense, then the next sense. Like that, you have to do for all the five senses. Once you achieve all the five senses, the sixth sense automatically breaks down, because it requires these five senses to make a sense of itself. Now you removed the condition, the paticca samutpada can be seen now. So you know that there is a causal relationship, it's a conditioned relationship. Now that these five are broken, so you are able to manage more easily. And that is explained in the Indriya Bhavana Sutta. And there are various other suttas where he talks about how to do Indriya Bhavana. Not only this sutta, there are many other suttas. So that is the next step. After Sotapanna, what you need to do is to understand the Indriyas so that it can be broken. Once you break the Indriyas, you will only be left with Vijnana. Then you will experience what is Vijnana, and you will be able to establish the Arupa Jhanas easily. Okay, you will be able to establish the Rupa Jhanas and Arupa Jhana. Both you will be able to establish very easily, and you will be able to experience all the 9 jhanas for sure. Okay, once you get this experience, because the Vedana and the Sanya are felt in the senses. So when you disassociate the senses, you will not connect anything. So that chakuncha paticca rupe upajjati chakku vinyanam tinna sangati phasso phassa pachaya vedana, that will not happen. It will become upekha. Phassa pachaya upekha. Upekha means equanimity. It is equanimous. You don't have anything to associate. So then you immediately get that peaceful of that sound, peaceful of that taste, peaceful of that smell, peaceful of the touch, peaceful of the sight. When I say peaceful means it doesn't have anything, there is no quality in that. It is shunya. You can see the emptiness of everything. So that is what you are going to experience in the Indriya Bhavana. So when you do that, possession is that 5 senses. So you lose the possession of it. So there is one a very nice saying of the Buddha, which is done in the Girimananda Sutta also. He says that etan santan etan panitan yadidam sabba sankhara samatho sabbupadi patinisaggo tanhakhayo virago nirodo nibbana. What you will see is the second line at Anagami, at Sakadagami. Etan santan, this is peaceful. Etan panitan, this is profound. Yadidam, only when. Sabba sankhara samato. So when you all the sankharas, kaya sankhara, vachi sankhara, mano sankhara are tranquil. Samatha is tranquil. Samatha means making it calm. Okay. Sabbupadi, this is the main line. Sabbupadi, patinisaggo. When you cut bond with the possession. Upadi means what you produce and you make it as yours. So I make wife as mine, husband as mine, child as mine, mobile as mine, laptop as mine, and a table as mine, a house is mine, money is mine, everything is mine. That is gone. Sabbupadi patinisaggo tanhakhayo. So the craving stops, craving starts to recede. It doesn't stay. Virago. Then you get viraga, nibbana. This is the 4th line is for arhat. 1, 2, 3 line is from Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anagami. Right? So this is what you are going to experience. The 3rd line, sabbupadi patinisaggo. That is the main thing. Okay, that is what shows you that you have reached Sakadagami. Through Indriya Bhavana. So you have to understand the Indriyas, you have to work out on the Indriyas, and it breaks down. Once it breaks down, you have reached the Sakadagami. Okay, that's a practice.
Okay, right.
And the practice is also explained there. So you don't have to struggle. And if you have a problem, we both can work out together. That also we can do. I can teach you how to do that also. So you first read through the sutta, and then you will be able to grasp it. Once you grasp it, you try. If you're not getting, we both can work out together.
Okay, sir. So another thing is that I just came up with I actually recalled the concept. There is something like Asada, Adinva, and Nisrana. Please don't mind my pronunciations. There's something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Asada.
Gratification, then drawbacks, and escape from the sensual pleasures.
Yeah, there is a sutta regarding
I think video.
Going into the detail of explaining that Asada is nothing what you want. Drawback is the danger what you are going to get by Nissarana is Samsarana is rotating with that. Nissarana is coming out of it. So that how do you come out of it?
You ask me a question. How do you come out of it? I mean, Nisrana. What is the Nisrana from this?
Nissarana from Asada. Because
Okay.
if I am having Asada, which is taking the cream, taking the pleasure out of it, I am in a danger. So there is an escape from that danger. So I need to practice all the three. I need to know what is Asada, how does it come, what do I do when I am having Asada. Then I have to understand what is Adinava, which is the danger or a drawback, and how do I escape from that. That is the Nissarana. There is a sutta where Buddha explains that. That is the next step, meaning after I reach a particular stage with Indriya Bhavana, I can use Asada, Adinava, Nissarana to drop it. Okay, so I should be very careful in how I am managing it. If I add many things to it, it gets into confusion. So I need to first work out on Indriyas to reach a good stage from Sotapanna. Then I will come to know, oh, I have reached a good stage. Then I can add this. I'll share you the sutta. Absolutely no problem. You can go through the sutta. And if you have a doubt, we can discuss on that. Absolutely not a problem. Okay, so we can do that. But right now, your objective should be to understand the Indriyas. And you have to do Indriya Samvara. Samvara means controlling the Indriyas. Okay, all the five senses you have to put energy to bring it back.
Okay. So, like taking back the Indriyas, sir, can you elaborate it on that?
Taking back the Indriyas means that you should cut them from going towards sense object through Indriya Bhavana. When you watch the Indriyas, they don't go. When you don't watch, they go.
Right. So, okay. Like using them for gaining pleasure.
Yes. Normally they are used to get pleasure, asada. So you have to cut them from taking the pleasure.
Okay.
And you will learn how to do it using Indriya Bhavana.
Yeah.
After some time, you can adopt
Right.
this method what Buddha explains about asada adinava nisarana.
Right. So, uh, just a moment. Yeah. So we should not use them as a salayatana, right? We should just have, we should, I mean, sir, can we force that experience? I mean, there is an experience that whenever we come into contact with any object through six senses, there is a vipaka vedana. That is just a feeling of what something is, and we have a sangya as well for that object, and then we can also create some feeling. Sorry, we can use the indriya for purpose of gaining pleasure through making contact with some preferred, whatever sense context we prefer, whatever type of objects we prefer. We can use Indriya for that as well. So you are saying that we should try to reduce this deliberate contact with the sense objects, right?
Yes, so you need to read the sutta, it explains how to do it. It is Majjhima Nikaya, I think it is 125. You can, or I'll send you that link. You go through it. Rather than going too far on how to do it, he explains for a trainee how it should be done. For an adept, one who has crossed, how he will be doing it. He explains both, and he gives examples also. Okay, that sutta gives examples. So that is what we need to do.
Right.
Or you can search on
Okay.
Sutta Central, you just give Indriya Bhavana, or on Google you give Indriya Bhavana Sutta, you will get that sutta.
Indriya Bhavana. Okay. So I mean, basically, sir, the whole path is about removing the Pancha Uptana Khanda, right?
Upadana Khanda.
Upadana Khanda, yes.
Upadana means to hold. Khandas are the aggregates.
Yeah. So yeah, we crave particular kind of rupa from the whole five aggregates, right? So that is Pancha Upadana Khanda. Yeah, and that is because we have tanha, that is we have craving.
Correct.
And craving is there because we have vedana. Yeah, this is whole paticca samupada cycle, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so for today we have covered a lot. I think it's already more than an hour plus. So let us give it a break. You work out on the Indriya Bhavana, and we'll again meet up.
Okay, sir. Sure. I am very grateful for your time, sir. Thank you.
No worries. I mean, we can continue like this, but you should give a break. You should first reflect upon the Dhamma, right?
Okay.
So you reflect upon that and then work out using Indriya Bhavana, and then you will get some insight. Just like what you got an insight that, oh, this nobody can have this body forever like that. You will get this also. Once you get lot
Right.
of clarity, you will get for yourself, and then we can discuss.
Okay. So just one, two more questions, sir. Two small things. One is, sir, that before I got all this insight, I was, after reading some suttas like human birth is very rare, and people are much more likely to born in the planes of deprivation. So I was like really, really afraid, like if that, I mean, if no one among us, I mean, most of people don't have abhina power, so though they have not verified this, but we can at least have a faith in Buddha that whatever he has said is true. Because I mean, I say this because based on the other experience that I had like in the Anisha and etc. Those gave me very peaceful experience. So I have faith in Buddha, but these are things we can't verify. But I was very afraid of those things, and still I am some. I mean, that fear has gone after the insight somewhat. I can say definitely I can notice the reduction in the fear, but I still have somewhat fear, and actually I have fear. That I just want to. Attain the Maga Phala as soon as possible, because I don't know, sir. I'm like, somehow I'm very afraid of the whole thing, like having any more birth or anything like that, because that would, even one birth causes so much suffering, then another birth, that would be too much. I mean, we had countless births already, so is this a good thing, like, or I am having something wrong?
No, there's nothing wrong in knowing that. That is good to know. Okay, so yes, people can be born in a good existence, people can be born in a bad existence. It depends on how we do the karma, the deeds,
Yes,
right? So that is
yes,
good to know. But then there's nothing to fear about, because if we are doing what we are supposed to do as per Buddha Dhamma, it will take care of by itself. You will not be
right.
doing things which will take you to the apayas. As a sotapanna, it cannot take you to the apayas, because you will not be doing something which is going to cause you to get into the apaya. So you have blocked it. So then,
Right.
working out, you will reach a stage when you don't have to be reborn in any womb again, right? So if you are born, you will not be taking any birth in the womb existence. So that also you
Right.
will be able to experience.
Okay. And another question is like, this is not the question of a Dhamma. This is a question of regarding my personal life, sir. I mean, I don't know why, but I have felt like I want to enunciate everything since I was a teenager, like I was 17 or 18 years old. But circumstances are such that I don't think I would be able to do so, because we do not have, my parents do not have that much strong financial background that if I were to, become a monk, they could live on their own. So that is one thing I don't know how to navigate this whole situation. Like I strongly want to, become a monk Buddhu, and I want to make as much progress as I can. But that is not possible. How to, deal with this situation
No, you can
in
you can
a good way?
what you do, you can work out in so you
Yes, sir.
仏様の
Yeah.
力が入ってるんですから、今までも、例えばがんじはなくなってないですよ、今まで。だから、仏様もなくなってない。ここで今、あるんです。ここに入ったら、
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rituals are not necessary. Yeah, that is true, sir. It is all done in our mind. That is supposed to. But still, I think, I mean, living a lay life, I think it's not same for everyone. I think it can create hindrances in the sense that, people around us, most of the people around us, of course, they do not see that doing, putting in too much efforts to, for any achievements is really meaningless. I mean, we could, certainly all of us would have been kings or very great politicians, scientists, or anything like that, but it is all meaningless now. We are nothing now. After that is for every birth, that comes with the every birth. I mean, whatever we do, our all worldly achievements are meaningless, but still we have to, put in so much efforts. And not only that, but people encourage us to, do all this sankhara again and again. So that creates, a problem in my mind every time someone, tells me and motivates me to, do too much things. And I mean, I don't want to do too many things in the world. I just want to understand the Buddha Dhamma, and I want to end the suffering. Only if I can end suffering for myself, then can I help others. So I want to do that. I don't want to do too many, I don't want to achieve too many things, but that is necessary. But I don't want to do it too much. But people around us keeps telling all this all the time. So that is problematic. I mean, and we cannot even, have a casual conversation with someone and explain them how we see world. We can't even do that. So I don't see how all this works out.
See, the thing is like this. That is why the first noble truth will tell you that, right? So now, when you have taken birth, you have to do all of this. So there's no.
Yes, sir.
There is no
That is
exemption.
something I realize. Yeah.
There is no
The
exemption.
things we don't like, yeah, they are bound to come. We can't stop them. Yeah.
But you can't run away also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because even if you run away anywhere, you have to do the same thing. So what is the best approach is you watch, you be a witness. Don't get associated. So don't take this is your sankhara. You just do what is normally to be done. Since you are born, you have to stay in a home, and if you are going to stay in a home, you have to earn for a living. So you have to do that. You don't have to go behind career hunt, that I need to become this or I need to become that, I need to have so much money or this one, or I need to become a manager, or I need to become this or that you don't have to have. You just know that you require 4 requisites. So you require food, you require shelter, you require clothing, you require medicine. Pachavekkhana. You just do that. Nothing else is required. But that doesn't mean that you should not be working. You have to work because that is how the world is. So you can't say that, no, I don't want to work, I don't want to do this. That is not possible.
Yes, sir.
That's not possible.
Yes, sir.
So you have to work. When you work, you will be paid. When you are paid, you can buy whatever you want to eat, and shelter for a living, and clothing and medicine. That's all. So you just do that. So in that way, you are not torturing your mind. When you are not torturing your mind, you are not torturing through sankharas. When the sankharas are samatha happening, automatically the craving will go away. Automatically things fall in place, because you know that since you are born in this realm, the rule of this realm is that you need to work. And the people around you are going to say that you need to work, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you have to do. You can't say no to it because you are born in this realm. Simple. See, if I come to a jail and I've been given a particular task, I have to do that, right? I can't say, no, now I understood I shouldn't have come here.
Yeah.
Now I have come here, so I will not do it. No, that is not going to work.
That was a great analogy. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to work. So now they have put me in a jail, so I need to work.
Yeah.
Till I get released from the jail, I have to work. What is that I can do?
Right.
But I'm sure that I'll be released out of the jail. That I know. Others don't know, but I know that I'll be released out of jail. For what I'm working, I'll be released out of the jail. I am not taking additional sankharas, which will put me in further jails. That is not happening. But the current jail cannot be removed till I end the journey. So that I will have to do it. Yours is frozen. Yeah, it has come back. It's come back. Okay, it's already 8 o'clock. So let's end for today. If you don't have any further question, because I need to do other work. So let me finish that work and we can catch up next time.
Yeah, sure, sir. Okay.
Okay, so we can speak over the weekend or Sunday or something like that. First you look at the Indri Bhavana and look at it, and then we'll see how I can help you.
Okay.
Fine then. Namo Buddhaya. Enjoy your life. So don't worry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.